Everything digital.
Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of Everything Digital, the show where we bring you everything cool, everything hip, and yes, that's right, everything that's digital in your world today. And as always, I'm your hostess with the mostest, Faith History Inside, and I'll be your digital guide on this series. Now today we're going to be exploring the most techie West African country. And with me to help us explore that is the man himself, Fuad Lawal, all the way from Zikoko. He's a managing editor. Fuad, welcome to Everything Digital.
This is the part where I say, shake me.
Yeah, you could just say, shake me.
I'm glad to be here. Very glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you.
Yep.
Yeah, we've been reading about your exploits, and I've been waiting to have you come and join us in the studio and talk to us about it. But first of all, let me just do a quick preamble. Just let me set this up for everybody who's listening. So, you know how we always hear that Nigeria is a giant of Africa, especially, you know, when it comes to like people. But what about tech? Can we actually say the same? I don't know. So we came across an article found on the web. We came across an article on Quartz Africa, and it talked about the different internet speeds in across Africa. And we figured, okay, you know, Nigeria, we know that we're not going to be like number one, but at least maybe number 2 or 3. Eish, we were not even in that top 5, y'all. Let me tell you. The top 10 countries with the fastest internet speeds in Africa. Starting at number 1, 22 Mbps, right? Who would you guess? Who would you guess?
It's not Nigeria. It's not Lagos.
It's
definitely not Mali.
Okay. So, Madagascar. Who needs internet over there? They just have animals. Hello? The movie Madagascar. All right, I'm just kidding. Okay, they have humans. Disney. Anyways, all right. Slowest. Guess. Just take a wild guess.
Congo
is not even in the mix. I don't even know
slowest
if the internet is reaching somewhere that can even be the slowest. I don't know if you're from Congo. Please don't murder me. Just correct me. And I will stand to be corrected. Okay, Equatorial Guinea, slowest.
Which is close.
Yeah.
Do you understand? They are like, I think they're near each other. They're not far from each other.
Right, like near the equator.
Yeah.
Equatorial Guinea,
Congo,
Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry.
Gabon.
Yeah, all those places. You would know because you just traveled across, you know, Africa. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so, Nigeria comes in on this list. I don't even see Nigeria on this list. We're definitely not even in the mix. Oh, yo, we're not even in the top 10, guys. Not even in the top 10. And we have the most number of people. We have the highest number of young people. Like, the highest number of new companies, startups who have raised funds globally. Does that even make sense that we don't even have good internet? Like, we don't even have fast internet. We're suffering.
I don't know if this is consolation, but America is the country, like, amongst, like, the first world countries, they are the poorest. They live in the worst conditions. So, yeah, since America is the giant of the world, so maybe it's a giant thing. We are just big for nothing, right?
Hey, shade.
So it's like, amongst the like first world countries, most developed countries, America has the most expensive healthcare. Standard cost of living is, or quality of life is amongst the lowest, right? When you're comparing it to countries like Sweden, but I mean, population might be a factor, might also just be like very old institutions, but that's by the way, we're talking about Africa.
Thank you, because that's what I was going to say. I'm like, how did this become a conversation about America, Fuad? Come on. Okay, let's focus. Don't be trying to use anything. You know, people like him, right? You will be trying to start an argument and then they will now say, Mama Bashira is Amala is the best. You're like, oh, are we talking about Amala or internet? Like, I don't understand.
Drag me.
I'm dragging you. Let's talk about what we're talking about. So what I want to really find out is, out of all the countries that you got to travel to, which one of them basically had, out of all the countries that you visited on your Jollof Road, which you'll tell us about a little bit later, which one had the fastest internet speed?
So that was a little tricky to tell. because we were mostly using like about the same thing across West Africa. It's Orange, it's MTN. So it was almost always roughly the same, right? Plus internet. The thing about internet speed is that you read one thing and you see another thing. Like you use a telco, it says they tell you that you're giving you this, and then you check and it's another thing, right? But I think there was no country across so we traveled across West Africa and 14 countries, and none of them was significantly
14 countries. Wait a second. Let's just go back to that. 14 countries. How many days did you do that?
80 days.
80 days.
Yeah. We'll get to
I'm
that.
sure you're feeling yourself right now. You're like, yo, I made history.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. Travel around West Africa, in 80 days, 14 countries. Let me tell you something. You got some bragging rights right now, because a lot of people can't even point at one African country that they've been at. And you have been to 14. That's amazing, man. High five right here. Oh, yeah. Chop that. Anyways, so carry your shoulder. Next time, carry me. So I'm telling you now. Now, electricity-wise, who had the best?
Everybody's light is better than Nigeria's light, for starters. I need to tell you guys.
This one I said, Bashira's Amala is better, than the other.
So we're in Cotonou and we met this guy, super cool guy, Jean. And
wait, say it again. Say it the way they say it there.
Jean.
He's not John, no.
Jean.
Don't go to Cotonou and be calling people John. They'll be like, no, Jean.
And then he's like, like our light is not so great that we have like an hour or two power cuts every week.
And you're like, an hour or two power cuts?
He said every week. And all of us, all the Nigerians were just like, huh? And he's like, don't worry, I understand. I heard Techno. Techno said, NEPA, don't bring light. NEPA, don't.
So we're the ones that are even telling them about our failures.
So like that's the greatest drag.
Oh, goodness. That hurts.
The other country that had power as bad as ours is a country that has been in war for a total of 14 years, Liberia. So it's really wild.
So what does that mean? So we're like in war kind of... No, we're not. We are healthy. We're happy people. Why don't we have electricity?
So
we're smart.
It's also, there's also another complex thing again. It's easy to provide electricity for a country like Ghana or
because it's small.
Exactly. Fun fact: the population of Nigeria is more than the population of the rest of West Africa combined. Okay. Right. So we're basically what, like 15 countries in one? Yes, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay. So nobody should insult us again. Yeah. End of discussion. Yeah. About companies, we have more companies worth over 500 million, as in annual revenue, over $500 million in annual revenue than the rest of West Africa. So why can't we get this figured out? At least the internet, the electricity, like we have the know-how, we have the people, we have the resources, and we need it. Oh, we also have Nigerians. And then we have Nigerians. So are we blaming ourselves? Yeah, I mean, pretty much. So I generally I believe that if a thing is not working, it's the fault of leadership. People always say, what about Nigerians? Nigerians are not ready. Good leadership means that even when people do not like a thing, the leadership can enforce it. Right. Do you understand? I'm doing another Yabashira thing, but America is racist, right? America has always been racist, and like they had institutions that made racism a problem, so people could not be open about it, right? And suddenly people can now be open about it. Do you understand? That's why it looks like it is rising. It has always been there, right? So the function of government is building strong institutions to enforce laws, to make people pay taxes, to make people obey traffic signs, to use the monies that are collected from said taxes to solve the problems and provide value for the people. Exactly. Right? So we all in it. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about gadgets, right? Because I don't want us to start talking about America versus Nigeria. Yabashira, Zamala, like let's stay on topic. Fuad. Drag 2, man. I gotta go on break soon, but I have to find out about your gadgets. Okay. So while you were on the trips, right, across,
What did you find yourself using the most? Which one of your gadgets?
Phones. Always phones.
For sure, right?
When you're at the borders.
Are you calling home? Save
Nope.
me. Why did I sign up on this trip?
So like, I feel like my family members are giving up on me. So, yay, family.
Yay or nay, family. I hate y'all. Don't call me. 2020. We're not being friends. Okay.
Okay, so when you have a camera at the border, all the border officials are camera.
Right, because they're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you CNN? Are you like, where are you coming from? Give us money.
Interesting.
Are they asking for money though?
Depends on the country. There are some countries where they do not care about your money. Right? In Togo, they do not care about your money.
What do they care about?
Just join the line.
Join the line. Be civil.
Just join the line.
Just join the line.
In Ghana, so again, whenever people notice you're Nigerian, it's the kind of that defense that we naturally put off whenever we see people bigger than us. Right? So it's
so
always
how do
like,
you know you're Nigerian? Are you guys announcing yourselves?
You
the Nigerians are here.
No, first of all, it's your passport. Secondly, Nigerians always stand out. You're literally walking on the road and other Nigerians see you and they just come and meet you.
And they just
once you open your mouth,
hey, my Yoruba brother, come here.
So everybody looks like everybody across West Africa because historically we look like ourselves. We've mostly intermarried, etc.
Absolutely.
But the moment you open your mouth, Nigeria just jumps out. Nigeria is the only country with the Nigerian accent in West Africa. Ghana is very Sierra Leone-ish. Liberia is very Liberian.
So the accents are different.
Exactly, very different.
Note to Hollywood, the accents are different. Yes. The countries are different.
Yeah, they are different.
Okay,
there's many of them.
So so we are the ones with this accent.
Yep.
Clap for yourselves, Nigerians with their accents.
I can.
And then what about tech savviness? Who had the highest level of tech savvy?
Accra, easily.
Accra.
Yeah. Accra is a slower Lagos, right? A more orderly Lagos. Accra is somewhere between Abuja and Lagos. It has the bustle of a Lagos, but the order of an Abuja. Right? It's a good mix. Also, there's no better image that struck me in Accra than seeing a guy walking at 2 a.m. on the phone, pressing his phone.
Freely.
He was walking on the road on a highway.
And we can't do this in Nigeria because
I don't know if
Supreme is over there in the corner
I don't know if you want to be worried about I don't know if you want to be worried about armed robber or SARS. I don't know what you want to worry about.
Right. But and you just be pressing phone.
The guy was literally pressing and I was like, huh? So yeah, security is the worst in Nigeria.
And you're out at 2 a.m. and you're like, huh? What are you doing? It's like, I'm pressing my phone. I'm working. And, we have light. We have electricity.
I kid you not. Whenever I say...
We have internet.
We met Nigerians in Ghana. They were like, which Nigeria? We're not coming back. Keep your Nigeria. We have lights. Keep your Nigeria. Lights.
Nigerians.
Yeah.
Chakarainos.
Abba girls.
From Ghana.
Yes.
Oh. Guys, we have to take a quick break right now so I can go and cry. But mostly, really, so that we can listen to some commercials and then we'll be right back. I'm talking to Fuad Lawal from Zikoko. He's a managing editor and he's telling us all about his Jollof Road journeys across 14 countries in West Africa. 80 days, man. This guy, bragging rights. Anyways, my name is Faith History. You're listening and watching eDigital Africa, the show, Everything Digital, and we'll be right back. And we're back, guys. We're having such an amazing conversation off air, some of which we cannot even include. So if you want to catch that, you'll have to go listen to our podcast. I said it. Go find it everywhere you find your podcast. Just look for eDigital TV, right? eDigital Africa. All right, so let's get back into it. Truth serum, truth time. Now you got to tell me the truth, Fuad.
I'll try.
Number one, what would you change, right, in this trip if you had to go again?
I'll use public transport.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I'll explain. When you're traveling private, you're basically shut off most of the time.
You're in a bubble.
Yeah. You don't get to see... So, some context, I did a Nigeria trip once, and I did it with public transport, and just listening to people have conversations was, even though like,
was enlightening, right?
Yeah,
like you could really see what
exactly
people were
you could feel
talking
the
about.
pulse.
Yeah, the pulse
constantly.
So you feel like you guys were too much in a bubble.
Yes, we're always in this air conditioned bus. Yeah,
not eating bread. Or
I mean, we're eating bread because like we're going entire day, like went for an entire day without food because it was just bush and mud. Yeah.
Was it depressing?
No, it wasn't. Like,
okay. Which leads me to my next question.
Yeah.
What was your lowest point where you're just like, what have I done? Why Zikoko? Why Jollof Rice?
So I never felt like that.
Okay.
But like I can say the lowest point for the team was leaving. Our worst country was Guinea Conakry. It was leaving Conakry early in the morning, trying to get into Guinea-Bissau, and we traveled, and we got to Kumbia, this town in the middle of nowhere. It took us 6 hours of traveling in bush
to get to Kumbia.
And Kumbia is like this tiny dot on the, like you have to zoom into the map before you see it.
Right.
And then we couldn't find hotels.
Well, because the Kumbia.
Yeah. And while it was like a really bad, like it was a really like low experience in quotes, I walk into this tiny shop and I want to buy baguettes and eggs, and I'm like, ça va? Petit français, and the guy just pulls out his phone and just like gives me Google Translate, and
nice.
Yeah, that was priceless.
That was priceless.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, do you want? He's like, he's Frenching back, and he's like,
what are you seeing? What I'm seeing? I'm seeing an ad.
Yes.
For Google Translate.
Yes.
Google, call us.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then how did this trip change you overall?
I think so. Like I said, like I've done a Nigeria trip. So doing West Africa felt like there was nothing particularly new. What it did for me was more context, right? My favorite context example is that in Freetown, they call their bikes Okada, right? And you're wondering how did Okada get to Freetown? It's
right.
like, oh yes, Ecomog soldiers went there. Some of them settled, some of them started businesses, so they moved the business there, and Okadas
so they moved the
became
language,
a thing, and
the
it's
culture.
like, okay, like how do we even call Okadas Okada in Nigeria? You realize that when Okadas became a thing, there was Okada Air, like Igbenedion. I know the entire point of Okada is getting from point A to point B faster. There was traffic everywhere. That was how I got here on time. Because of Okada.
Right. Okada Air, Okada.
Exactly. And why is it called Okada? Because Igbenedion is from Okada. So yeah, it's just interesting.
So being able to connect the dots.
Exactly. There are so many tiny things about that
about
across
Africa,
West Africa. Yep.
about West Africa that is connecting all of us. Okay, we want to take one more quick break. When we come back, I want to put the spotlight on you, find out more about Zikoko and why Jollof Rice became a thing. Like, why did you guys decide to do this trip? All right, guys, you're listening to Everything Digital. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we're back. I'm still here with Mr. Fuad Lawal from Zikoko. And I want to find out, now that the spotlight is on you, about Jollof Rice. What's it all about? What started it? Why did you go across West Africa? 14 countries in 80 days.
Okay. So, Nigerians and Ghanaians, more than anybody else, obsess about jollof rice, right? And then you wake up one morning and realize that jollof rice is actually not...
That's serious.
Like from Nigeria or Ghana, it's actually from Senegal. And then you start asking yourself that, how did jollof rice travel from Senegal to Lagos? So the trip was basically jollof rice traveled, but what else traveled, right? So that's like jollof rice. It's mostly like a slight ripoff of Silk Road, because while Silk was traveling across Asia, culture was traveling.
That's
business,
right. So while Jollof
science,
was traveling, what else was traveling?
Fashion. It's like a lot of Adire is like a variation of mud cloth, which is like common across West Africa. A lot of the food is the same. It's literally just Nigerian food with less pepper everywhere else.
Right.
The jollof rice is a little different. I'm not going to get into that.
No, let's not get into that because that's a whole nother conversation.
So Jollof Food was literally just exploring West Africa. What does it mean to be West Africa? And in West Africa today, in every aspect, from the lifestyle to
technology,
electricity. Right? For example, the technology example is that because Nigeria has a larger population and Nigeria developed faster than most of West Africa, mobile money is more common outside.
In other countries. Not because we're slow to adopt that.
Not really. We have enough capital for banks to invest in physical locations. Mobile money generally tends to be an alternative. Again, this is a theory, right? Mobile money is cheaper. You just need a phone, you need a body, right? You need a phone and a person, and mobile money is set up in a place. You have an agent. In Nigeria, because of like population, you want banking halls, you want this and that. Right. And again, it's why in Nigeria, if you leave the population centers, like the major cities, you go to places like Taraba where it's like more sparsely populated. You find agents.
Mobile money work
exactly.
there.
You find agents. You find them in Katsina. You find them across the north, and even some very remote parts of like Lagos, like on the outskirts. You see a lot of mobile money places now. Yes.
Those situations. Okay, that's cool. And so what else is happening with Zikoko 2020? Are you guys gonna have another Jollof Road? What's happening? Or is there another secret adventure that you people can't tell us about?
So fingers crossed. There will be travel. There will be audio. But there's a lot of Jollof Food work that needs to get wrapped up.
No audio means something else in today's world.
Oh yes,
yeah.
There'll be actual audio, not audio.
Not audio travel. Where you're like, we're in East Africa, but you're not really in East Africa. So, you're in West Africa still.
Yeah, there's a ton of Jollof Food work. There's a lot of unbundling and unpacking to do, right? Around technology, around lifestyle. So
next steps.
You'll hear a lot more from Jollof Food.
All right, come talk to us next time, please. Yeah. We're always looking forward to having you on the show. It's been so exciting. Before you go, I want you to plug something, right? So plug anything. What are the apps, maybe websites, things that you found invaluable that you know that if any normal person that is just moving around on their own across Nigeria, across West Africa, or indeed the world, like what do they need?
First of all, Google Maps. You need to understand that Google Maps is great for direction, but it will not show you bad roads. One, you need an expense tracker. It just makes sense to track your expenses. You need to take notes. You need to translate. What else? You need. So for us, a shameless plug. Almost everybody across West Africa has an EcoBank. Right, so when you're in Nigeria and you have like so many banks, it's easy to get trapped in the saturation of options, like the dilemma of choice.
Right,
but you leave Nigeria and suddenly like
it's important who is your bank.
Right. So we're paying for food in restaurants in Freetown with QR code, with Lagos bank accounts.
Nice.
Right, so that was interesting to explore. It felt like a giant country. Do you understand? We never had all of those card, Wala, etc.
Right, because you were rolling with Echo.
Exactly, pretty much.
Okay, shameless plug for Echo, man. Go across Africa. I'll be sending you my bill for that one. All right, thank you so much. Any last words that you want to share before you go?
The usual. Check out Zikoko.com, at Zikoko Mag. Should I plug myself?
Plug yourself. Come on.
Okay, so yes, Zikoko.com, at Zikoko Mag, forward XIV everywhere. Say hi if you see me. I think I'm nice.
I think you're nice, except you can't sing. He tried to sing to us and we were crying here in the studio. We were just, different things.
David did that. David did it without knowing how to sing. I can't do it.
You can. In your heart.
I can't.
Go for it. They always say, like, don't listen to people talking you down, all right? So sing on, Fuad. Just not to my audience. Okay, gotta kick you off now. Guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna give you one plug as well. If you wanna plan a trip, make sure you look out for like a tripadvisor.com for everything you need to plan a trip, okay? Always check that out.
If you're traveling across West Africa, most of it recommendations on TripAdvisor are by white people. Keep that in mind.
Ooh.
They're useful, But like
But-
white privilege across West Africa is incredible. It's another conversation.
Right, like it's another. But hey, maybe that's another idea for something that you could develop.
Yep.
It's a trip advisor
Yep.
for West Africa.
Yep. White people's.
I'll charge you for that too, okay? Because I can see my next guest. She's nodding her head like, yeah, you that's a good idea. You charge for that. Anyways, that's an idea for you guys. If you're listening, you want to partner with Zikoko, and you think maybe, I can code, produce, create an app or a website that can help people track all their trips across West Africa. That's a cool idea, right, guys? All right. So thank us later. I love you guys. Thank you for listening as always. And thank you to my amazing guest, Fuad Lawal from Zikoko, talking to us about his trip across West Africa. And you guys, make sure you tune in. Same place, same time next week. We are on TVC Entertainment on Saturdays, 2:45 p.m. So check us out if you got Go TV. And follow us everywhere that we are online. Join our WhatsApp group. We are forming a mission, an army, and we're going to space. No, we're not. We're going to be right here in Nigeria discovering different things that we can do digitally for you. And until that next time when you catch me, it's goodbye for now from me, your girl, Faith History. Toodles.
Everything Digital is proudly brought to you by MTN. This is a Faith History production.